You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next, the May 24th meeting of the LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau. You can find more information for this meeting by going to www.accesslaportecounty.org.
May 24th, 2022 meeting of the Board of Managers for the LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Can we have the roll call, please, Laura?
Becky Greenlaw. Here. Pat Harris.
Here.
Corinne Myers.
Here.
Leanne Jones. Martha King.
Here.
Adam Konechny.
Here.
Laura Krentz. Here. Mike Seitz. Doug Waters.
Here. Hey, you have a plan? Thank you for that. Before we get started, I'd like to ask Dale, are you ready? Sorry. If she would introduce our one of our guests today.
We have a wonderful caterer here who is from Michigan City named Nakia Pons, who's been in business for the past 10 years and who also owns Backyard Bistro. This is Nakia, and I'd like for her to tell you what she made today.
Yes.
Good morning. Well, thank you for having me. My name is Nakia. People refer to me as Kia. And I started my business as Kia Can Cook because I didn't know how to cook. So it's one of those things that I always wanted to learn how to do, and I did by watching Food Network and watching my mom and grandma in the kitchen. So it kind of turned into what you see in front of you. We have breakfast with ground turkey. We have a scrambled egg bar, so you can top it with ground turkey, bacon. We have some cheese over there and green onions. We have fresh fruit, a pastry assortment, and a few different waffles, just a buttermilk and a red velvet waffle. So I hope everyone enjoys. I love what I do. I am here as a private chef. I started off as catering, and I kind of shifted because I like to customize things, as you can see. So I get to do this at my home. The Backyard Bistro is something that came out of the pandemic. When everything shut down, the backyard became my little area of peace. And so my friends was like, this is really nice. You should invite us over for our anniversary dinner. And so I'm like, really? You want to come to my backyard to do that? And so they did and spread the word, and now I have baby showers, gatherings of all sorts in my backyard. It's a beautiful, peaceful place, so I look forward to seeing everyone again if you, I have given everyone my card information.
Thank you. I'll just add to her abilities. She's part of another board that I'm on, and she has been very helpful to our events, and she's been the supplier of the food services for several different occasions in her backyard, at event centers and so forth, and it's always rave reviews. So we're very happy to have you here. Nakia,
Thank you.
thank you for coming. Thank you for this wonderful breakfast.
Pat, if I may too, she also is a very involved person in our community. She's involved heavily in the local NAACP chapter, is that correct? Mm-hmm. And I want to make sure I had the title correct, because she actually served as the moderator for a speech that I did. They asked me to come on and present.
No, you're thinking Amanda.
Amanda, okay, it's not Nikki? Oh, okay, well then we'll back up on that.
Yeah.
So she was not part of that program that we did? Okay, gotcha, all right, well then never mind, we'll back up on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving right along, are there any public comments at this time? Okay, we'll move into our approval of our April 26, 2022 minutes. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Doug Waters and a second by Martha King. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Any opposed? I'm sorry. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Please say your vote audibly as well as raise your hand. Becky Greenlaw,
Aye.
Ted Harris,
Aye.
Corinne Myers. Aye. Leanne Jones is not present. Martha King.
Aye.
Adam Konechny.
Aye.
Laura Krantz.
Aye.
Mike Sykes is not present. Doug Waters.
Here.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. And we'll go right down now into our officers' report. I'll begin by just giving you an update on the Fairgrounds Management and Events Corporation. As it was announced at last month's meeting that Susie Carpenter had resigned and she's going to be doing some different things and she just wanted to go a different direction right now. So what we've done with the fairgrounds, the management of the fairgrounds, is Caitlin Sims was working in the she's working in the maintenance department, and she's going to step in and help out with some of the administrative tasks that Susie was performing, so we can keep the day-to-day, regular routine things going, scheduling events and things of that nature. So she's going to be helping out with that, and the board will be convening soon to start the process for a replacement or some other form of body or what do I want to say? Some other form of running that facility. We are right at the point where we're doing a lot of maintenance still on the grounds and repairs and upgrades so that the facility will be presentable for the larger events that are going to come in the future. So it's moving right along, and we're gonna get there. Our sign should be up shortly, that Horizon Bank sponsored, and that'll be a welcome sight to drive by and see the beautiful display of all of the events that are coming up, rotating on that sign. It's just one of the newest models, so we're looking forward to that. And I have nothing else to report. Anybody have any questions on Fairgrounds Management and Events Corporation? If not, we'll move right into our treasurer's report.
Okay, for April 2022, there were total accounts payable, $26,211.20. Total payroll for April was $42,402.76 for a grand total of $68,613.96. And I have the statements of financial position and profit and loss performance along with the bank account reconciliation and corresponding claims for your review and signature.
Motion to approve.
Okay, so we have a motion by Doug Waters to approve the financial statements.
Second.
Second by Laura Krantz. Any questions or discussions? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Ted Harris,
Yes, aye.
Corinne Myers. Aye. Martha King.
Aye.
Adam Konechny.
Aye.
Laura Krantz.
Aye.
Doug Waters.
Aye.
Becky Greenlaw.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Okay, next on our agenda, we have our CEO report. Mr. Arnett.
Thanks, Pat. Well, first item, we had scheduled an update on our digital marketing and an update on our regional marketing campaign, which both are tied together. Unfortunately, due to illness, we're not going to be able to have the regional report today. Dan had to have surgery late last week in his shoulder, and he's recuperating fine. He's doing great, but he's not going to be able to make it. And we thought, even until just a few hours ago, that Robbie was going to be able to fill in for him, but that didn't happen. So I apologize. Amy, before she left for vacation, did send out a local update, if you will. It's pretty straightforward. It advises all of us on who our partners are locally and a lot of the connections she made. I'm sure Linda can answer any questions there if anybody has any. I think what we probably need to do is try to reschedule with the regional group, because I think it's really important that we keep everybody updated, not only on what's happening on the billboard campaign and on the whole toll road project, but certainly our digital marketing effort, which goes through the regional group. I will say on that subject then, that I think everybody's aware that we are tackling our the possibility of rebuilding our website part of this year and part of next year. And Dan and the regional group are going to help pull together that RFP for us and help us with that process. I think I touched on that last month. That's moving forward. Linda and Amy have met with Dan, and that'll be a long-term project. Long-term meaning last quarter of this year into next year is probably before we'll see anything substantial with regards to the RFP process, and find out if we can even financially step out and do that right away, because those things aren't there. It's very expensive to open that path up and do a full website, but my understanding we need to, and so we certainly have to have that discussion and see where it's at. So if any questions on that, let us know. So the digital marketing from the regional standpoint won't happen. I will say the billboard campaign we're set June 1st for the billboards. And somebody help me, did we send you all the billboard pictures last month? Okay, if we didn't, we'll make sure that those go out today. We've identified the locations on the toll road, and this again is from the money that we were able to get through the county through the ARP dollars. We got $100,000 over 2 years to do a billboard campaign, and the plan is that each county along the toll road will do the same thing. Go to their county, apply for the ARP dollars, so we would literally have a campaign from one end of Indiana to the other end of Indiana, representing the counties. Now ours, of course, represents our exits and the LaPorte County interests, and the same thing will happen with Porter and so forth along the toll road. But our county had the foresight to step up and do that, thanks to the county council. So that's going great. Linda and her team, they put together some great marketing. You guys, I think you're going to love the theme that we've come up with, the Lake Michigan theme, naturally, and I think pretty impressive. So we'll make sure we get that out after today's meeting. Any questions on so far on what we've talked about? Okay, if not, heads and beds. Amy's not here, as I mentioned a couple times. She's catching a lot of heat for taking a well-deserved vacation, but that just shows how valuable she is to us. So I'll try to just let me just summarize by saying the heads and beds success hasn't stopped. First quarter of this year has been fantastic. You can judge your stuff a lot of different ways, but the bottom line for me is that income line, that numbers don't lie. Yeah. And it's amazing, given our number of beds has not increased at all. And I know I sound repetitive on this, but how we can keep extending and improving on our dollars that we bring in on innkeeper tax without adding beds is amazing. It is. And so great job by the whole staff, but certainly Amy and the Heads and Beds Committee. So I just will say generally the first quarter of this year was significantly up, as it has been for the last 3 or 4 years, and we just couldn't be happier about that. I'm warning you now, at some point this has got to level out. It has to.
You don't want to hear that.
But so any questions on the Heads and Beds? Is there anybody from the Head and Bed Committee got anything you want to add? Anything? We did a presentation for the rest of our regional folks, and I think they were pretty impressed with what we're doing with the Heads and Beds, and I think a lot of folks are going to copy that moving forward. Folks being our partners in St. Joe and Elkhart and Porter counties. So, I think that moves us, Linda, into community relations. You can head that up for us. please.
Yes, and Dale, once again, thank you for the breakfast. Once again, community involvement, and the food was delicious, so I do need your card, please. And as Jack talked about the the report that Amy put together, it really sums up well. Every month we report this and that, but she's really kind of been able to put everything on a piece of paper just so that you guys can follow, and as we're talking about it in meetings, if you don't understand, that's the time, obviously to bring it up. But a couple things she does have in there. One of those, I think I mentioned at our last meeting that we signed a contract with Great News Life. So they do Valpo Life, Northwest Indiana, so on. So we contracted with Northwest Indiana Life and LaPorte County Life. And our first event that we picked up for May was the grand opening at Shady Creek Winery here in Michigan City. And all I can say is wow. The facility is beautiful and large, and a lot of other opportunities will come with that, such as weddings and so on, as they staff appropriately. But the turnout was unbelievable. There was no parking in the parking lot, and people just really seemed to enjoy. There was a lot of outside things going on. So Jenna and JT, who are the owners, were just fabulous, and they're also going to be doing some work with us moving forward and so on, and Katie's working on that. But once again, another great couple, so we decided to highlight them in our May issue with Great News Life, and they did a wonderful job, and interviews and so on. So if you get a chance, have it go out there, because I think you'll be very, very surprised and impressed. So, and the other piece Amy did have in here was the Visit Indiana with the Food Waste Trail and so on. And so she and I had a meeting last week with Lindsay from IDDC/Visit Indiana. So we are in the process of signing a contract. What we had noticed in the state travel guide, when they had these different newsletters and things going out on restaurants, LaPorte County was not ever in there. LaPorte wasn't, Porter wasn't, and so on. So we reached out, and so this gives us an opportunity to highlight our restaurants and other businesses as part of the package. So we'll keep you updated on that. And then also June 8th is the date that the state will be announcing their new marketing campaign. They hired We Create out of Valpo early this year to take over all of their marketing. So they will have an announcement, and then we'll also be getting some media information to push that out. So a lot of exciting things going on. You saw today's paper. The press release that went out on the Great Lakes Grand Prix with a great photo of Jack and the mayor are in today's paper, just explaining in detail everything that's going on, the new title sponsor, and everything else that we have going on for the boat race. And speaking of boat race, that's literally all a lot of us are doing right now. Just putting a lot of the marketing materials together and what we need so that we can start getting a schedule that we can have available for people other than on the website. We always get people that want hard copies and so on. So we think we have everything pretty well firmed up. And with that, we'll get that going, posters and all the other paraphernalia. We'll have the t-shirts and so on this year. So we're really looking forward to, just because we do have a new sponsor, and then also a lot of great things that'll happen this year. So the other thing, and when Jack mentioned NITDC, is yes, wow, a lot happening regionally. Billboards, we'll get those out to you, but I think you're gonna be very impressed. Kind of like a lake theme, so you're looking at Lake Michigan, but as we proceed down, we will also, inland lakes for LaPorte and so on. So we'll be covering exit 39 and 49 and the locations on the toll road, which will be great because I think a lot of people who don't stop at the plazas now will see the exits for both Michigan City and LaPorte and a nice picture that it's like, oh, I want to go there. So we're real excited with that. And other than that, we have, this is Memorial Day weekend coming up, so AAA is talking about 39 million people traveling for the holiday weekend, a lot of driving. And you look at with the cost of gas and the cost of airfare, which way do you go? So it's going to be another busy holiday weekend. A couple things going on out at our park, and I think both of the farmers markets are open now, so have a chance to get out and get some fresh fruit and all. But other than that, we're just steadily going on boat race mode right now, and that will continue until after the race is over. So that's all I have.
All right, thanks, Linda. You segued right into my unannounced comments on the boat race, and talking about that. As I unannounced, we didn't put it on the agenda, but I think it's important to talk a little bit about where we're at with some of the race stuff. We've scheduled a meeting with NIPSCO, our local sponsor. I think it's important we keep talking about that because we've got a new title sponsor, but our local sponsors are very important, and that's important that we keep those contacts out there. And to that end, Cocoa Beach opened up the first race of the circuit this year, and Rick and Katie were down there, and my understanding is everything just went great. I did jump on the live stream as Mikey from P1 was announcing the start of the event down there, and wouldn't you know it, I mean, lo and behold, the first words out of their mouth on the live stream were, we have to now categorize Michigan City, Indiana, and Key West as the two best sites on the circuit. I mean, that's how they opened up the live stream. Couldn't believe it. And to put, Michigan City in the category with Key West is a big deal. And all of these races, Cocoa Beach, the whole circuit, are all in beautiful resort areas that, who would have thought that we would be in the same sentence with those venues. And we were, it was amazing. So we did get to talk a little bit to our new title sponsors. Katie purposely had a couple meetings with them to just make them feel comfortable and see how it was going. Katie, you want to give us a short update of how you felt that went, please?
Yeah, sure. So I did get to meet with the sponsors for the first time in person, and they were so kind and welcoming, and they were just raving about how great it is working with us and how excited they are to come to Michigan City, so that was really exciting. And it's funny that Jack mentioned about Michigan City being up there with Key West, because there was a few new boats this season that are this was their first race, and I was asking them if they were planning to come up here, and they were like, we're looking for sponsors, but everybody keeps telling us Michigan City is like the race. If you're gonna go to one, you have to make sure you go to Michigan City. So it was a very positive experience.
Yeah, and when, Katie talks about they're looking for sponsors, all the medium-sized to smaller race teams, that's a huge expense for them to travel, because they're all from Florida, just about. And that's where all the other races are, to travel up here and then stay for 5 or 6 days. It's a big deal, and cost-wise to them, and for them to make that kind of a commitment just to come to our site. But we make them feel welcome, and that's why they like it, so that's good. Thanks, Katie. Everything went well, and we're looking forward to a good partnership with Play Trades, and if they're watching, they can get the checkbook out next year, because it's going to cost them more. We're already looking towards that. Moving on, Brett, you want to give us a LaPorte update, please?
Sure. Got lots of things going on in LaPorte. As mentioned earlier, the opening Saturday for the farmers market is this Saturday, May 28th. It'll be from 8 to 1 in the Monroe Street, Listich area. In LaPorte, happy to have Burex and Sanford Cheese back as our anchors for that event, and we're expecting it to grow as the season goes along. We're real excited. Becca Paholski's gonna come on and help me as an assistant for the farmer's market this year, so we have great plans. And we're using this as a foundation to build into 2023 as well. June 17th, Friday, June 17th, we'll be having our Cruisin' Friday Night Live event downtown in the Woodstock area. Please watch our social media page for the city of LaPorte for more information on that. That'll start at 6 and run through 10 o'clock, and that's another great event by Friday Night Live Events. Let's see here, Tuesday, June 7th, the LaPorte Economic Advancement Partnership is putting on a ready to hire job fair at the Civic Auditorium. That'll run through 6 p.m. I know they have, I believe, over 50 employers coming, so it's a great opportunity to come out, meet with businesses that are ready to hire now. They're calling it ready to hire, and that's what it is. We're providing some extra room for them to do interviewing on site if needed for some of the businesses, so it's a great opportunity for people out there either in lower paying jobs that are looking to improve their lifestyle or people unemployed looking for jobs themselves. But it's going to be a great opportunity for them. And then this weekend, Friday, May 27th, great opportunity to start your weekend. We have the Trippin' Billies, which is the Midwest's top Dave Matthews tribute band playing at the Civic Auditorium. And we have a local band called Ready to Kill, or 3 Hours to Kill, I'm sorry. And one of our old classmates, Randy McCoy, is in this group, and it's going to be a fun opening act. The doors at the Civic open at 6. The opening band starts at 7. And Trippin' Billies will take the stage around 8:30. Going to be a great night. We have a couple food trucks that are going to be out front. Wonderful way to start your Memorial Day weekend. Tickets are still available, tables are still available. And then just a few other plugs to put in there as well right now on, let's see here, Friday, September 30th, we have the Cornerstones of Rock, which Mr. Seitz, as we all know, was quite excited about that at the last meeting. Those tickets are now available, and that is the Buckinghams and several other groups that are going to be playing at the Civic Auditorium on that Friday, September 30th. And then we have already announced, we have the Purple Experience, which is the only licensed Prince tribute band in the nation by the Prince Foundation, that will be playing at the Civic Auditorium on Saturday, October 8th. I can tell you the reception for that has been even better than the Thunderstruck concert we just had. We've already sold over 20 tables for that. Our sponsor tables are already halfway sold out, so I highly suggest if you're looking for tables to purchase quickly. We do have early bird specials on the balcony seats for $15. August 31st. Starting September 1st, those will go to 20. But it's going to be a great show. Saw them at the Acorn right before COVID hit in 2020. It's an amazing band. The musicians in that band toured with Janet Jackson, with Morris Day and the Time. It's an outstanding group to see. And if you don't believe me, go online, go to the Purple Experience, and you can see their shows. They are just an amazing group. It's quite a coup for us to pull them into LaPorte.
Yeah, it is.
Good deal. Thanks, Brett. Great update. Blue Chip's not here today to give an update. I can just say that I think we've got groups, conventions and meeting booked every week in June. Big week. We can tell just by the number of bags we have to put together for visitors and stuff like that. The requests are up high, and then I usually go and try to welcome the groups in. I think we're scheduled for the next 6 weeks. I'm scheduled to be there and welcome somebody in, so it's big, busy time for them. So we're happy with that. Things seem to be going well there. Pat's already given...
No, I'll give one more update on FMEC under events. We've started, for the Fairgrounds Management and Events Corporation, we started negotiating with PGI for 2023. Yes. So they want to come back. We're going to try to do the logistical things to make it run smoothly and have a really great event again here in our county. That always was a favorite of the community. Some people were had concerns about some of the safety issues. So we think in doing some logistical changes, it's going to make it safe and very, very, very successful.
Yeah, there's a way to come together on this and make that happen. The return on this investment is huge. It's a big deal for our county. For those that don't know, not only do we get a couple thousand delegates that come in and stay for 7 days, we also have 3 or 4 events that bring folks in to come and watch the shows. So I mean, we get a twofer on this one. We get it's a big deal. We have very few groups that offer events like that, plus several thousand or a couple thousand delegates that come in and spend a week in our county.
The whole week, right.
Again, there are some challenges and they're legitimate. So coming together and working through that is a good thing. And we're looking forward to working with the community, getting a couple committees set up and making that happen. That's awesome that you're considering that. That's a big deal. So then lastly, I would just remind you all, I sent the release out last week. You saw that we've partnered up to re-establish the shuttle runs between here and the airports. We're going to start out, they are going to start out just servicing O'Hare because that's their model, and that's financially they need to do an evaluation on Midway. Our numbers tell us that the Midway count is strong, and they're going to find out that they'll have to open up the Midway section, but they have to do what they have to do to get it going, and that's fine. So we've been accepted as the hub. There's going to be a hub here, and the other one in Illinois is going to be, I believe, in the suburbs. So just say that. I think maybe towards Elgin, that's in that area. But
Jack, explain what being a hub means and what involvement the Tourism Bureau will have as far as, because people think, well, I can order tickets or I can pick up tickets here. So kind of just give an idea of what that looks like.
Well, we'll certainly be a face for the company. We'll be able to answer questions. We'll be able to help connect them with how to get on it. You mentioned tickets. This company doesn't. They do things a lot different. You have to register online. There's no ticketing like before. You get on and pay the driver. There's no option like that now. You have to get on, and when they start up, Pat, like for example, they won't stop here unless there are folks scheduled to run. And previously, the other bus ran every hour. So it's a big difference. Now, I think once they understand the volume, we'll have a regular schedule real soon because the volume was huge. Now, as far as our involvement, we are going to assist them in every way we can in communicating all those parameters to the public, helping when the public comes in. We'll make the connection. We'll help them get to the bus, and if there's something that causes the bus not to run, just like previously, we'll help connect them with other transportation, those type of things. They'll be parking some of their vans here, and this may be a switch over for some of their drivers, and then certainly we'll work with the drivers on letting them use some space here if they need it, things like that. That's the way I envision it. And no cost to us at all. It's just a service to the public that we want to be part of and make happen. So you guys saw that go out. We got a lot of good publicity out of that, and rightfully so. That's a big deal to our community, and we're happy to make that happen. So unless anybody's got any questions, I'm done with my report.
Okay. Any questions, anyone? Yeah, he's the CEO now, so you can really drill him if you want. Okay. Do we have any unfinished? Oh, we do. Update on NOI to extend our office lease.
We don't have anything yet, Pat.
No.
Unfortunately, nothing to report yet. Hopefully, this coming month, we might hear something. We might contact them to see if we can have an update for you all at the next board meeting.
Nelson, am I correct? You're not concerned at all where we're at with it now. We've done our part, right? Yeah, okay.
The ball's in their court.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, any new business? Okay, with that, any board comments? No board comments. All right. So our next meeting is June 28th, 2022. And We'll find out if we're gonna have breakfast.
I guess that's a yes.
So, well, everyone, have a great month, and meeting is adjourned.
I like that.